Andrew Hiller is negative, mean, he hates women, and honestly, he probably kills bunny rabbits.
Give you Danny Spiegel.
Nope, we aren't doing this. We don't use an analogy of dogs to compare women and their choices.
Absolutely disgusting take, says one user. I'd be honored to be compared to a dog, as they are far better beings than that piece of blank searching for clicks Hiller. He seems an angry small man who trolls on others to raise his status. People need to stop giving a-holes like him platforms. It's gross. Thank you for speaking up. This, hallelujah hands, preach, clapping hands. He has received zero oxygen in my life for a few years now. His content was toxic, and based upon this clip, it still is. He's received zero oxygen in my life. You were giving him oxygen.
What you just said.
Calling Andrew Hiller creative is a stretch. Clapping hands, praying hands.
Heart. Thank you.
Now, those are the responses on an Instagram reel that John Woolley made as a response to Andrew Hiller's response to Danny Spiegel. And this will be a response to those responses, and the response as well as the response of the response.
It's called Inception.
If my account were about dogs and all I did was post pictures of, let's just say, my dog, and then I went as far to say, you can't talk about my dog, only I can talk about my dog, you'd start to think that I was a little bit crazy, wouldn't you? I give you Danny Spiegel.
And in solidarity with Danny Spiegel's nakedness, while I can't appear on YouTube naked without getting flagged, I have decided to shave my beard. Girls that eat, tell me you have small legs.
Tell me you have small legs without telling me you have small legs.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
They're small.
She said, how dare you comment on my body?
The one thing he wanted to talk about was that my clothes weren't fitting properly.
In this post, she's basically asking the entire world to stare at her body and make comments on it. Last time I checked, it had like 30,000 likes in a freaking hour. I'm asking you guys how it's any different than me posting literally only pictures of my dog and then asking you to not talk about my dog.
There's only one person in the CrossFit space that is safe from all this. This is why he's going to win the CrossFit Games in 2028.
I bought Danny Spiegel.
It is amazing that people failed to recognize that the dog and Danny Spiegel were not being connected in Andrew Hiller's original video.
Scotty P, you know what I'm saying?
The analogy went right over their head.
Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
And apparently it went over Woolley's head too.
Nothing goes over my head.
I like Woolley. Completely disagree with him on this one. Andrew wasn't comparing her to a dog, and that matters, and we'll get to that in a second, but he did say that he is not dehumanizing her. She is dehumanizing herself, which one commenter found to be a disgusting admission, and they were shocked that I could agree with that comment by Andrew Hiller, that she is dehumanizing herself. And frankly, you have to actively indoctrinate yourself with contrarian and progressive ideas nearly unheard of in the entirety of the world until about 20 years ago for all of time in existence, in order to get to a place where a woman chooses to be naked in a public place and someone dares to say that, hey, maybe it's not the best idea, it's not the best look, and the person speaking out, not the naked person, is the one who you're mad at.
What you just said.
And because these people are so indoctrinated by groupthink, people are afraid to look stupid, so they let one group on the left or the other group on the right determine what to think for them. I saw it firsthand when I sold cards. There'd be this moment of silence after like 3 hours. People walk in to buy a car. They say, hey, I want to look at this specific car. You spend hours with them. Everything lines up. You answer all their questions. The price is the price that they wanted to pay for it. The paperwork is sitting in front of them with the pen, and then they freeze. 90% of the time, The reason why is people want to be confident that they're not doing something out of the ordinary. They're not doing something crazy.
It's all part of the plan.
Does anybody else come in here and buy a car the same day, or are we supposed to make 7,000 visits? It's kind of how we're wired, and you have to work against it to learn how to critically think. Just think about this for a second. When you walk into work or walk down the street past your neighbor's house and you see people and they say, "Hey, how you doing?" You say, "Good, how are you?" Even if your dog just died, your wife left with the kids, and you just got diagnosed with cancer, it's still, "Good, how are you?" Nobody ever says, "Terrible, my life is falling apart. What are you going to do about it?" While that example is somewhat benign, that same type of thinking can be applied across the board, and many people can't get past it. They don't know how to think. They don't respond with actual conviction. They respond with how they think that people will want them to respond, or what they think will make them look good and virtuous. They look around and look to others to see, what should we say here? And they have no idea why they're saying it half the time. Because Andrew was bringing Danny's humanity back. He was not dehumanizing her. Just forget everything. Forget your anger. If you're listening right now and you disagree, forget the talking points running through your head, and just think about this in black and white logically. Something that makes us human is dignity. And as human beings, we have parts of ourselves that we cover up. We all do it. You're doing it right now, most likely, particularly in public. We don't bring freshly killed animals home and tear into their flesh like we're zombies, and we don't run around naked and roll in the mud. That's what animals do. Publicly parading yourself naked is dehumanizing. Most humans aren't doing it. And there's a good reason behind that. Whether Andrew intended it this way or not, the message is this: Danny, you are human. You have value. You can do better than acting like all the other naked mammals in the animal kingdom that run around rolling in the mud and eating garbage and not putting clothes on. We aren't the rest of the mammals. Andrew's recognizing the dignity of Danny and the fact that she has value, and she's not just a body for men to ogle over, whatever the word is. People in the comments section are the ones dehumanizing Danny unknowingly by saying it's good to be able to do whatever you want and act like animals. I asked them, why is it a disgusting take by Andrew? Why is it crazy that I'm agreeing with him? Would you go to work naked or cross the street naked or go anywhere in the public naked? Where's the line? Is there any standard? Is there anything that makes us human rather than just animals? Dude named Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible lived for 7 years in the grass fields, eating grass next to the oxen, naked with long hair and long nails, and he was completely dehumanized like a beast. He was a king, and then he went to live in the fields for 7 years. His body, his choice? Well, I guess, because Andrew never actually said that she can't do whatever she wants. You can do whatever you want, but it's still dehumanizing to use your free choice to act like an animal. You are more valuable than that. Put your clothes on, go back to your castle and act like a king, is what we would tell Nebuchadnezzar. And the funny thing is that people miss the entire point. He wasn't comparing her to a dog, and he wasn't even critiquing her free will. He said it was crazy that she posts content like this all the time to draw attention to it, and then critiques people who bring it up or look at it. In this case, Savon.
One thing he wanted to talk about was that my clothes weren't fitting properly.
The point of his post was hypocrisy. Nothing to do with comparing women to dogs.
In this post, she's basically asking the entire world to stare at her body and make comments on it. Last time I checked, it had like 30,000 likes in a freaking hour. I'm asking you guys how it's any different than me posting literally only pictures of my dog and then asking you to not talk about my dog.
Nothing to do with whether females should have a choice of what to do with their own body. It's actually kind of sad to watch people be so angry responding to a statement that was never made because they can't get 7 seconds in without getting so emotional that they don't hear an actual word that was said. All they heard was Danny Spiegel and dog.
And everyone loses their minds.
And they started typing. They are responding to things that he literally didn't say.
What you just said.
I can't believe he'd call her a dog.
What you just said.
Andrew Hiller hates women.
What you just said.
Can't believe we keep giving someone like this a platform.
What you just said.
The post was about hypocrisy, and it could have been about anything. I said it could have been about a dude who posted his golf swing all the time, and it'd be like saying, hey, look at this guy's golf swing, and breaking down his golf swing, and then the guy getting mad for saying, I can't believe that you would talk about my golf swing, even though I have 3,000 posts about my golf swing. It had nothing to do with the dog. This whole thing is crazy. And of course, Andrew used the same logic because in his follow-up video, he proved that point by replacing the dog with God.
All I did was post pictures of God, and then I went as far to say, you can't talk about God, only I can talk about God. You'd start to think that I was a little bit crazy, wouldn't you? I give you Danny Spiegel.
And the reason I bring this up is because I think it's a microcosm of what we see in the CrossFit space. I think we saw it with Greg Glassman, the Black Squares. Right or wrong, people responded emotionally, and the same people that pushed out Greg are the people who brought private equity in, essentially, and now they complain about that. It's what we saw with the tragedy of the 2024 CrossFit Games. People with their pitchforks ready to burn everything down, sit out the open, post a bunch of black and white photos. I'm convinced that many people in general and in the CrossFit space do not actually know how to think for themselves. They're pretending. They're responding in the way that they think they are supposed to act and respond, and they don't even know that they're doing it. This is an epiphany I had, and it's all leading into another video that I was working on before this came out, and it's been a crazy week on the internet, but in the last week or two, it has been insane in the CrossFit space between the WFP,
Prestige worldwide.
Wade Diebner,
It's a pyramid scheme.
Coffee Pods and Wads Most Disappointing Athlete Award.
I'm freaking out, man.
That he dared to give it to Haley Adams, even though he didn't give it to Haley Adams, people voted for her. And then what really took me over the edge was Talking Elite Fitness a few days ago.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
This group deserves to be recognized, especially the star players in it. Tommy Marquez inspired me. He kept talking about the spirit of CrossFit.
That's not really what CrossFit's about.
The DNA of CrossFit.
That's not CrossFit at all. That's not the good DNA whatsoever.
So in the next day or two, I will be releasing my end of year awards, which is just one award. It's the 2025 Spirit of CrossFit Award nominations.
I just died in your arms tonight.
I'll see you all there. Goodbye.